Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. Translator. Endless Fantasy Translation Editor. Endless Fantasy Translation. Mom, do you think that the MO family will be displeased with us when they find out that the person that's about to marry into their family is just a dimwit? A voice filled with excitement and nervousness outside the door could be heard. It's already decided, and the MO family is the wealthiest in the southern city. They can even afford 8 large palanquins just to transport one person back. Besides, the MO family are the ones that are at a loss. Such a distinguished family has a reputation to uphold. Not to worry, the 100 million in betrothal money will surely be ours. After raising her for so many years, this dimwit is finally of use to us. Fortunately, she didn't fall to her death when we pushed her down the stairs. The charming female voice giggled. Humph, a dimwit like her seems suitable for a paralyzed old man in his 70s. Fong Lu should be thanking us for such a good marriage proposal. Ha ha ha. The stepmother's proud and arrogant laughter echoed in the air. Fong Lu listened to the conversation between her stepsister and stepmother with a vacant expression. She had long lost affections for her father's family throughout the years. She was only pretending to be a dimwit in the eyes of the Fong family. Only a month ago, Fong Lu's biological mother had gone bankrupt. She raked up 500 million debts and was locked up in prison. Seeing that Fong Lu's mother could no longer pay the Fong family's nurturing fees, her father kicked the pregnant Fong Lu out of the house. It was still in the middle of winter during that time. Her father didn't even care that Fong Lu might freeze to death outside, and Fong Lu had lost all hope. She was sad and angry. She had managed to find a job as a clerk in a bookstore and even get a cheap little house to rent. She was prepared to give birth to the child. However, she did not expect to be misled by the Fong family. She was tricked into returning home and marrying a paralyzed old man in his 70s. It was foolish of her to think that her father had come to his senses. He had even shed 2 drops of tears in front of her. He cried and said, "I was the one that let you down in the past. Do not worry, Fong Lu. I will protect you from now on." Fong Lu did not expect the Fong family to be a bunch of shameless animals that would plot against a woman that was 4 months pregnant. They had convinced her to return to the family so that they could marry her off to a paralyzed old man in his 70s. Fong Lu placed her hand on her pregnant stomach. She could feel the little life inside of her trembling. This was her child. She found out that she was pregnant 4 months ago, but she had no recollection of the child's father. Fong Lu had been an outcast in the Fong family since she was young, and now she had developed affections for this future child of hers. She had no real family besides her biological mother that she could no longer meet. So she decided to give birth to this child. It was now a prior conclusion that she would marry into the MO family. She was locked away in her room by the Fong family and could not escape, so Fong Lu agreed to marry into the MO family. Either way, it was a dead end. She could only take it one step at a time. 3 days later, people from the MO family arrived to pick her up. The MO family was the wealthiest in Southern City. The Southern City was a superior city whose economic development was comparable to that of the capital. The wealthiest person in Southern City was close to the wealthiest person in the entire country. The strength of the MO family was not something that a small family could compare to. If it weren't for an unusual condition set by the MO family, Fong Lu would not have been fooled by her father to return home. It was said that the MO family required the bride to be 20 years of age and that she had to be 4 months pregnant. What sort of strange conditions were these? Did they hire a fortune teller to advise them? Fong Lu had a strange feeling. There were lively sounds of firecrackers and crowds outside. Fong Lu wore her bridal gown as she sat in her room when she heard the door opening. A groomsman was prepared to take her to the MO family. "Miss Fong, let's go whenever you're ready." Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.